Welcome to Moment of Truth on Labour Social. I'll try and keep this brief. Two groups, the Sudanese military and militia that deposed President al-Bashir in April 2019, are now fighting amongst themselves. The Sudanese armed forces, broadly loyal to the de facto ruler, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, are fighting paramilitaries of the Rapid Support Forces, or the RSF, a collection of militia led by former warlord General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Hemeti. So far, over 400 people have been killed and about 3,500 have been injured in these clashes. Up until today, there were zero offers for help from this Tory government for the British citizens trapped in the capital, Khartoum, and it's been French forces evacuating Brits from this increasingly deadly war zone. There's been a ceasefire as of 10 p.m. last night, and a few hundred of the 2,000 British citizens in Sudan have been evacuated to Cyprus, with priority given to those British citizens deemed eligible for evacuation. This seemingly needless bureaucracy has slowed the process down of getting people out, and there were reports of planes taking off with empty seats as a result. In other words, it's a shit show. But this should come as little surprise. In 1842, 30,000 Brits and their servants, mostly civilians, were killed in a botched evacuation of Kabul in Afghanistan. In 1956, Brits found themselves trapped for an uncomfortably long time in Egypt during the Suez Crisis. In 1982, Brits were unable to leave Argentina during the Falkland conflict. In 1990, the British government was roundly criticised for the tardy way it got its citizens out of Kuwait, which had been invaded by its neighbour, Iraq. In 1994, a number of Brits living in Rwanda were left to make their own way home during the horrific genocide that led to the deaths of up to 800,000 Tutsis in just a few short months. In 2011, Brits found difficulties in getting the hell out of Libya during the uprising against Gaddafi. In 2017, British overseas citizens living in Anguilla condemned the UK government's reaction in the aftermath of the most powerful Atlantic Ocean hurricane in recorded history as pathetic and disgraceful. And then, to bring us all full circle on our 280-year journey of spectacular ineptitude, in 2021, yet another botched evacuation of Kabul led to chaotic scenes at the airport and a plane full of animals escaping while thousands were left to the fate of at the hands of the Taliban. And then Foreign Secretary, the disgraced bully Dominic Raab, was far too busy sunning himself on a beach to actually make a decision. What do all these botched evacs have in common? Yep, the Tories are in charge for each and every one of them. There is an argument that British embassies are notoriously slow in getting their arses into gear, something that I experienced firsthand when I was banged up abroad a couple of times on my own travels. But that's not always the case. There have been a number of successful and timely evacuations, such as that from Lebanon in the mid-70s, Kosovo in 1999, or Sierra Leone in 2000. But those examples happened under a Labour government, as did the entitlement of British citizenship for the entire population of Montserrat in the wake of the volcanic activity on the Caribbean island, which had destroyed more than half of their island in the mid-90s. In short, if you have the misfortune of getting caught in a foreign clime during a period of violence, a major upheaval or natural disaster, you better hope to hell that the Tories aren't in charge, as time and time and time again, we see that they are next to useless in these situations. Actually, scratch that. You don't need to be in dire straits in a far-flung land. No matter where you are and what is happening around you, things are always better when the Tories are not in charge.